That was Hayward Turnip Seed. And right now I'm here with Jessica Brodnick. Brodnick, right?
Brodkin.
Brodkin. Why do I keep calling you that?
I don't know. You make up names in your
I make
head.
up, it's all the chocolate I've been eating.
Is it Hayward's chocolate? As long as it's not his chocolate, we okay.
We're okay.
Shit.
Jessica is a native of Brooklyn, New York.
That's right.
And how long have you been here in the Washington, D.C. area, Jessica?
7 years.
7 years. She doesn't want to give her age away. But what brought you to the D.C. area?
You know, I really like monuments. Job.
Is it the phallicness of the monuments that you're interested in?
Yeah, you know, the Washington Monument is my favorite. It's a little pointy for me though. It's too, yeah.
It's too pointy?
It's too pointy. The shit will hurt.
Oh, okay.
I don't need that. It's too much. Yeah, no. DC's a great city. It's a medium size, I guess. It's a little more chill. I mean, from New York, you think it's chillaxed.
Okay.
You know, everybody else thinks it's too much. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Actually, yeah, because I used to hang out in New York a lot. I mean, not as a comedian. I didn't really get into comedy until actually just before I came down here from Massachusetts. But I do notice that the vibe down here, you can any way you want. There you go. I do notice that the vibe down here is a lot different than even Boston. So how do you find it?
Nah. How do I find it? You know, DC's a real nerdy city.
Really?
Yeah, we actually have the largest number of master's degrees per capita.
I thought that was Seattle, though. They just
What?
did it. They did it. I think it was like Washington. Was either Washington
Don't
or Oregon?
argue with me about statistics, sir.
That was Washington or
'Cause
Oregon.
I make them all up myself. So I'm the authority.
Okay, so look back. You say it's
Right.
Washington D.C. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
whatever.
with you.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna go with what you say.
That's right. I'm glad you listen. You learn so fast.
So you didn't come down here for comedy.
No, fuck, who comes here for comedy?
I came here for comedy.
You came here for comedy?
Yes.
You moved to DC for comedy.
From Boston.
From Boston.
I mean, they have a lot of. Don't get me
it's better
wrong.
than
I mean,
Boston,
there's a lot of great comedians. What's it? Finesse Mitchell comes from Boston.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
People can come up anywhere.
Dennis Leary comes from Boston.
No,
There's a lot of Boston comics that come that've come up through
I'm
Boston.
not dissing on any comics.
But when I came down here to hang out one time and I
Yeah.
went to some open mics, I just found that it was just so much easier to maneuver in the comedy world than it
stage
was.
time?
Yeah, where it just seemed like.
Right?
So what do you find funny as a female comedian? What do you find funny?
I find, I guess, let's be stereotypical here. I find black men funny. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are not funny.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I find there are definitely things that you see as a woman that are like kind of funny because there are things that you deal with as a woman that you don't deal with as a man, like like babies and breasts.
And PMS. Well, we deal with it from
What?
vicarious.
I hate you. You picked the wrong time of month to mess with me.
I know.
No, I don't have any PMS jokes because I'm actually pretty even keeled.
Oh, okay. So you don't have the bloating.
I like how my friends are laughing at that. They're like, "Bitch, you lying." They're like, "Why you lying to the camera?" I know how you get. No. Yeah, there are definitely things to deal with. As just yeah.
So what influences you? I just want to know, I remember you did a skit at the Comedy Spot.
I did.
And you talk about your grandmother. Is she a great influence for you as a comedian? Is she funny? Let me tell you, was your grandmother funny?
My grandmother was hilarious, and she actually, I'm amazed that you asked that. She is my probably greatest inspiration. We watched I Love Lucy all the time as a kid. She was my favorite. She's no longer with us, but she was my favorite person on earth. And, oh man, she just till the women in my family, whether they're 80, whether they're 90, whether they're 15, they just rip into people. No, they do. I mean, like I met my great grandma. She just came from Russia. I just met her. She was about this big. She looked like Yoda. She had like 3 teeth and like a poof of white hair on her head. First thing she said, my dad's got a big gut. She's like, I bet he has twins in there. The first thing I heard come out of her mouth, you know? And yeah, it's great because, you know, there's this nonsense about like women aren't funny or they're just roles that you're supposed to play. And it's just really great when you see women who've come through like some serious shit, like World War II, World War I, Stalin. Like my family's from Russia. They came from like, you know, dealing with anti-Semitism, dealing with all sorts of stuff that like bad stuff, running from country to country, being fugitives. I don't know why I just said that shit, but it's all true. You know, like when you go through shit, like I mean, Haywood was talking about that. When you go through some shit that like hardens you, but that it makes you like appreciate every good thing that you have in life. So that's what I got from my grandma.
But those are the things that either make you or break you. Those are the things that bring comedy out. When you go through hard things, you need those tools like comedy as a coping device.
Yeah,
Do you think that
absolutely.
your grandmother and yourself, or you get that from her, those devices that you use to season your comedy, to bring it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's just life.
Well, you already said it, so I don't.
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
Don't
for
worry,
real.
you're not stumped yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
verifying.
you actually got me right in the heart.
See, I always do that with you. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank
So
you.
what do you find funny? I mean, you know, what is besides family? I know because, you know, like I'm saying, when you spoke of your grandmother, you just seem so, you know,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? You just seem so impassioned about it. Because I knew I grew up with my grandparents at home. My
Yeah.
parents came from the Caribbean, and you know they,
Yeah.
you know, I never knew what you know daycare was because my grandma was always there and
That
her
was-
sister was always there. So I had my great
I was
aunt, my
raised like
grandmother
that, yeah.
there, you know, to raise us. So it was always, you know, it was always very, what do they call it? A nuclear family.
yeah.
So, am I getting that right? Nuclear family, or is it? You know?
Nuclear. It's not. No, nuclear is just the mom and dad.
Ah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
I don't know what that is. It's the
more of an
extended family.
It's
Yeah,
extended
yeah.
I'm sorry. Extended family with my grandmother and then all that kind of stuff. And like
Yeah.
aunts and uncles, when they would come to this country to visit, they would always stay with us. And so it's like I got a lot of my humor from that flow of that injection of
Yeah.
just, of family. So when I saw you do your set about your grandmother, I noticed that in your face that, you know, that was just something that was very close to your heart.
Yeah, no, I love family. I try not to. I try to get inspiration from everything. You know, I do everything from like, you know, watching old school stand up, Rodney Dangerfield, the old Joan Rivers, Dave Chappelle, to everything from just living life and having your own perspective. And I think that having a unique voice is what like makes you stand out.
I'm so glad I had this opportunity
Yeah,
to talk
thank
to
you.
you.
It's been a
Come
pleasure.
here.
Thank you.
Well, they're probably
All right, let's.
When we come back, we're gonna hear a little bit.
LaughWhores!
When we come back, we're gonna hear a little bit from Jessica. She's gonna show us her set.
I'm just kidding.
She's
I'm
gonna
a
do.
virgin. Okay.
Yeah, like Madonna. Anyway, when we come back, we're gonna hear a little bit from Jessica. She's gonna do a set, and she's gonna make you roll on the floor.
All right, thank you, AD. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, 15.
Take it up real fast. Yep.